The Duke's Mayo Bowl delivered exactly what college football fans expect from postseason football: intensity, pressure, and a game decided by execution rather than hype. In a closely fought contest, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons edged past the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Wake Forest sealed this game with a dominant 43-29 win that came down to discipline and control. From the opening drive, it was clear this game would not be decided easily. Both teams entered with different identities, but the same goal: to finish the season with momentum. Mississippi State came out aggressive, testing Wake Forest's defense early and trying to establish a physical tone. Wake Forest, however, stayed calm and methodical, refusing to be pulled into a rushed style of play. Wake Forest's offense showed patience from the start. Instead of forcing deep shots or risky throws, they focused on ball control, mixing short passes with steady runs. This approach allowed them to control the pace of the game and keep Mississippi State's defense on the field for long stretches. At the center of Wake Forest's offensive effort was quarterback Robbie Ashford. His performance wasn't flashy in a highlight reel sense, but it was highly effective. Ashford managed the game intelligently, extending plays with his legs when needed and making smart decisions under pressure. Every drive felt purposeful, and Wake Forest rarely looked out of control. Mississippi State responded with resilience. Their offense found ways to move the ball, especially on the ground, where their running backs fought for tough yards. They capitalized on key opportunities early, keeping the score close and preventing Wake Forest from pulling away. This back-and-forth rhythm defined much of the first half. Defensively, both teams had moments of strength. Wake Forest's defense played disciplined football, limiting big plays and forcing Mississippi State to earn every yard. Tackles were clean, coverage was tight, and pressure came at key moments, especially on third downs. Mississippi State's defense also deserves credit. They challenged Wake Forest at the line of scrimmage, disrupted timing, and made important stops in the red zone. Several drives stalled because of their ability to read plays and close gaps quickly. As the game moved into the second half, the importance of execution became even more apparent. Wake Forest adjusted well, leaning into longer possessions that drained the clock and frustrated Mississippi State. These drives didn't always end in touchdowns, but they consistently flipped field position and maintained control. One of the turning points came when Wake Forest converted multiple third downs on a single drive, extending possession and eventually finding the end zone. This sequence didn't just add points, it shifted momentum. Mississippi State was forced to play catch-up, increasing pressure on their offense. Still, the Bulldogs refused to back down. They answered with their own scoring drive, narrowing the gap and keeping the outcome uncertain. At this point, the game had fully transformed into a battle of mental toughness. Every decision mattered. Every mistake carried weight. Late in the fourth quarter, with the score tight and the clock winding down, Wake Forest delivered the drive that defined the game. The offense stayed composed, avoided penalties, and executed under pressure. Ashford made key throws, the running game kept the chains moving, and the offensive line held strong. That drive resulted in a crucial touchdown, giving Wake Forest a 24-19 lead. It wasn't a dramatic, explosive moment. It was a product of consistency and focus. Exactly the kind of football that wins close games. Mississippi State had one final opportunity to respond. With time running out, they pushed down the field, but Wake Forest's defense rose to the occasion. Coverage tightened, pressure increased, and the Bulldogs were unable to find the breakthrough they needed. When the final whistle blew, Wake Forest had secured a 5-point victory, not by overpowering their opponent, but by outlasting them. This game was a reminder that bowl wins are often earned in the details. Time management, third down efficiency, defensive discipline, and decision-making under pressure all played a role. Wake Forest executed better in those areas, and that difference showed on the scoreboard. For Wake Forest, this win represents more than just a bowl trophy. It reflects growth, confidence, and the ability to close games when it matters most. For Mississippi State, the loss is disappointing, but the effort shown throughout the game proves they were never outmatched, only narrowly outperformed. In the end, the Duke's Mayo Bowl wasn't about dominance. It was about control. Wake Forest controlled the tempo, the critical moments, and ultimately the outcome. A 24-19 victory that will be remembered as a hard-fought, well-earned finish to the season.